All right.
That could change any moment.
All right.
That could change any moment. Alrighty, guys, get hyped. We're going to cut to a brief break and play some really cool stuff. We haven't played today at all. I just want to play it. Let's play it. We'll be right back when the game is ready to go. And on screen is Divine Intervention Grand Finals Game 1. Alright, everyone, welcome back to Game 1 of the Grand Finals. We're watching Team Jerby up against Team Weak3n in a best-of-3 matchup. This is going to be Game 1, and they're fighting for the grand prize, but this one has a lot of reputation and glory on the line. Just the ability to just fight for who won Divine Intervention, but Sovic getting caught out here, getting jumped on. Spirit Arrow rooting in place, he's surrounded. Body block, can't go that way. The dash.
Oh my,
the dash,
Artemis gets the
slow,
falling five-man
slow.
Look at that.
That's
now,
teamwork.
So Jerby aligns himself perfectly directly in the path of the charged prey that would have gotten him the farthest away had he gone towards the mid lane tower. After that, we saw them start grouping around. He finds the hole like he plays for the Patriots and just dashes through, gets to safety, and then the perfect support volley comes out, lands on the 5 people, slowing them all, getting Sovic out. Now granted, this is still going to result in fair play. Pushed out here, he's going to be maybe on time for this blue buff. Possibly, it looks like actually he's going to be a little late. If they decide to invade here, they're going to get it, but it has spawned. Artemis looks like she's actually not going to pull this. They're just going to hold that 5 seconds.
I guess they were a little worried about the invasion after what happened in the beginning. They're just kind of like looking to see if it's coming. And again, you know, if you're going to be waiting anyway, you may as well just kind of look at the buff and start looking at it. And just in case it doesn't come, then you can have the buff further done. Jerby taking a lot of damage from minions there to get the hog there on the 6 minion clear. Gonna heal himself right back up. Of course, Hell now has her ultimate back off cooldown, so that's really good there. Across the way, we're gonna have Sobek and Artemis going up against the Neith and the Athena. Looking for a grab is gonna be the Sobek, seeing if they can't pull someone back. Of course, Athena can dash away and Neith can backflip immediately, so that's something to keep in mind. Right side, Thanatos helping out Ao Guang up against the Chung as well as the Mercury. A good double hit there. Weaken's pretty weakened here. Sitting at about 20% HP with the pot active, so we'll see if he can get this going forward, or 200 HP I should say, as this is getting cleared out by tornadoes. Ao Guang doing a good job in the solo lane, but with the pressure that Chung is putting up, it's hard.
I mean, she's doing perfectly. She's healing the creeps in the right spots. She's getting multiple hits off from the Crescent Moon Dance. It's just been a great amount of pressure. And Thanatos, you know, he's kind of pushed out. But look at this. Loki's moving up pretty far. Zamu's probably going to have his vanish here. Oh, he didn't guess right. It looks like Loki's going to get out. He actually opts to go in for some damage. Looks like the Reap's going to miss. The Scythe is going to miss. And as we get closer to the mid-camps, Weak3n needed that extra health that he just lost from those two shots.
In the meantime, Ao Guang on the right lane still getting pressured. The Squall's getting hit. There's a tornado as well. The tornado's actually out of place there. Wouldn't have cleared a whole lot, would have prevented him from losing all that gold from that. Well, I guess that last 1 minute was still lost the gold from the other ones. So again, Chung is still going for a very heavy push against Ao Guang, and it's tough. I mean, he seems to be too far back. There goes the hit control, and as soon as Chung hits level 5, Ao Guang's gonna go down here, but let's see Athena being picked off there in the left side lane. Charge spray comes out, backflip comes out immediately. It hits the wall there. If they're level 5, Artemis definitely could have got that. Mid camps ended up being picked up there for Team Weak3n as Loki makes his way back into the lane. You know, Loki's actually not that bad of a bit considering how immobile Hell is. Jumping on top and trying to get some damage off in the mid game, but at this point, it seems like he's having trouble isolating her.
Well, I mean, let's take a look here.
Oh!
Oh my god.
And look, we took.
The greed. The greed. He stuck around for too long. He got caught. You gotta be safe. Number 1 rule. And Hell is not a character that plays well from behind.
Yes.
She does very well, as we've seen from ahead. But in this case, the Doom Orb has been finished. But he's going to have trouble now. Taking a look, we do see the ultimate was used there. You know, Zamu jumping in. Thanatos still level 4, so he's going to have that ultimate available to him as soon as he hits 5, which might be soon as he jumps over right here towards the speed buff on the bottom side. Left lane, we're getting real greedy. Looks like the fling goes off there. They get the tail whip. Trap's not good enough. Boar's not good enough. And it's going to go on cooldown. Artemis with not a lot of mana left.
Sonic Boom coming out here. There goes the special delivery. Sobek ultimate slowing him down here. The volley's on the ground. Now Artemis in a lot of trouble. Mercury can't get close enough. Thanatos comes down, hitting the Mercury instead of the Athena there. May not have had the distance, but there goes the kill. Neith's going to get the Sobek. Mercury's going to go down. I'd take that trade.
Absolutely. Oh, we get a World Weaver, but it's not in time. She didn't charge it up for long enough. It's not going to be enough damage to take that down. Weak3n's going to earn himself some free experience in the front there as they try to clear some of these creeps out before the goal gets too stripped. It looks like they lost 4 there total, which is, it's not going to hurt them too badly. But taking a look at the scoreboard, Team Weak3n in a position we see them often ahead 800 gold.
Across the way, getting more concerned there for Ao Guang. He's lost about 200 gold in just minions, still being pushed up towards the tower. You see about 3,000 gold there on Jung as well as Ao Guang right now sitting at 3,100 versus 2,900. So a pretty big skew there. 200 gold considering nothing's really happened in that lane up until this point. So just getting pushed up towards this tower and losing gold on individual minions. Last night we saw a big engagement, 3-1, like you said earlier. 600 gold as well as 386 experience. So Team Weak3n taking a bit of a lead here. Now, of course, as we've seen time and time again, actually Mercury going to try and go over the Thanatos joins in. There's a low kill, assassinate, burst damage, and Mercury disappears. Looks like he's going to actually, after losing his life in the left lane, try to go into his own jungle. They counter jungle him, and like the positioning. Here comes Chung and rotate on. Then you wait for the 2 to be activated. There it goes. Now jump on top. No mana there on the Loki. Good hit from the alternating both of them. And now going into the jungle here. Can she escape? Heading towards the Hell in the mid lane. Thanatos going up to the ult. There's going for the stun here. Looks like Mercury is already down at this point. Does she go to hits the dog? Does he have enough damage? There's a side. All he needs is a reap, and now he's gonna get it. Chung goes down.
Where was she? Oh, she was looking towards Hell, trying to maybe get a heal off. She used the Crescent Moon Dance to try to increase her movement speed to stop the ultimate there, but just she didn't guess right, and that's pretty much a guess at that point. You have to play rock paper scissors in that situation, except it's rough because there's no tie. It's just lose, or hopefully you get away.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And you know, it's even if you spend all your time wiggling and you get the dodge, if you spend all your time sitting there jungling, wiggling, you're out of position anyway. So you have to try and head towards a direction and try to dodge it if you possibly can and predict where it's going to go. But again, it's just a lose-lose situation. Even if you get a small victory, you're still in a bad position. So Loki in the mid lane going to get caught out here as hell as well. As the Murray comes through, Sonic Boom's going to get that one actually. Was that Sonic Boom? There's a very short Sonic Boom activated immediately, but that's the damage that he needed and he gets it.
And now they continue their pressure as they take the mid camp, which they tried to do in the first place, and that's going to hurt. I mean, that was a level 9, which means he's going to incur a longer cooldown, and of course lose half his stacks. But Athena's going to get out of this. Artemis is getting pressured. Jerby's rotating in, but he gets stopped by Giga. The World Weaver goes off. He gets the hit, but the charge spray's going to be good. But boom, Mercury's right there. Defender of the Olympus about to rain down, do some serious damage. That was not the lurking in the waters he should have done. He needed to look for the charge prey. It was already on cooldown. Looks like Zamu's back into mid lane. They got to push this into the tower and get some of this golden experience stripped away before Jerby gets back, because once he's back, I mean, there's not really much they could do. And guys, don't forget, in this patch, teleport consumable has been removed from the game.
That's right. Cannot actually go back to the tower by just purchasing. You have to commit to the active item or not at all. Right side, we see Ao Guang was a Chung and not really having that easy of a time. I mean, you really have to try and see what's happening the rest of the map, because on the solo lane, this is kind of locked in contention. Ao Guang is going to go for teleport, and it looks like Chung did as well. Mid lane, there goes this Loki assassinate coming right on top, but not going to land there. Thanatos double stun, good heal though. There goes the Reap coming through. Scythe not going to land, a big misplay from both Loki and Thanatos, and that's going to give Hell enough to stay alive here. Again, another heal.
I'd be mad. I don't think there's anything else to say except for I would be not happy about that situation. And we talked about this. We talked about how Thanatos is going to suffer if he doesn't have that ability to heal himself up, and multiple heals coming out to ensure that he can go through. Look at this Giga God coming in, trying to save this tower. Does he? Nope, just charge prey. That's another 1,000 gold. Weak3n's team was ahead by 800 gold the last time we checked, and then bang, 1,900 in favor of Jerby. He's worked his way back into it, and check out yellow below. Level 9 has actually taken the lead over Weak3n in level and gold, 4,900 flat.
That's right, a big lead for them so far. I mean, 8 minutes, we just crossed over that. 5-6 right now. Right side, Ao Guang, go to Miss Chung. There goes a 2, but not going to be able to avoid a whole lot of damage there. Athena making her way over across the Gold Fury to put a ward down. Great ward coverage right now. One in front of the Gold Fury and one on the opposite side towards the blue buff. Mercury invading the enemy blue. It spawns, actually, looks like they ended up killing. There's the mini-map. And it flickered for a second. Good slow from the Ao Guang. Loki coming out. There's the aim strike. There goes a grab. Special delivery. Mercury is going to get up on top of this one. Here comes Hell. The burst damage come out. The 3 misses there for the Hell, but not necessary as Chung goes right into the ultimate. Thanatos on his way over, but it's a little bit too late as Loki has already been picked off. And Loki started Heartseeker. Really, the only damage he's going to get from that, half his stacks are now gone. The tier 1 tower on the right side, this is just free meat.
So it should also be noted that they managed to take the blue buff from there as well. They earned the kill. They got the tower, and now they're pressuring. Not really sure where Athena's going. It looks like she's just going to clear this wave, give her team long enough to back up, look for something. This could be a Gold Fury attempt. You see them starting to rotate towards the mid lane. There really isn't much here besides a few creeps. The tower's already been taken, and you see a rotation coming out from Zamu. This could be his 3rd attempt going for a healer here. But actually, it looks like they're rotating into the left. Giga's going to get stunned out here twice, but then Weak3n is able to save. Gets a silence onto Jerb. Takes a lot of damage from the Death Scythe.
Wow.
And Zamu comes in as well to stop that. Jerby does not get the Inspire off fast enough. And now Yellow Below, strangely, is going to back up here. That, in my opinion, was a misplay. Thanatos had everything on cooldown. Loki had everything on cooldown. They probably could have pressured that there, but the fear and the lack of communication probably just made them say, I think I need to just get out of this one, cut whatever losses. Take a look at the scoreboard. Jerb's team still 3,000 ahead.
You know, when you're playing from behind, you get a small victory, it's great to discipline yourself to just back off. And sometimes, you may see an opportunity, but you just don't want to keep giving up kills, especially if you have Hand of the God, or you have the Heartseeker that Mercury does right there. So he just wants to play it safe, get out if he can, and just take small victories. But his team is ahead, so he's in a good spot right now. We saw left side, I think Artemis didn't use the boar there. Hell would have actually gotten the heal off in time, so that Caledonian boar was right right on par. And Artemis was quite low, so Artemis comes back to help secure. And you can see every little miss that Team Weak3n makes delays the fight longer because the heals are constantly coming out. So they have to hit everything in quick succession. And they have to focus. As this goes into late game, watch out for the focusing from Team Weak3n. They have to pick a target and kill it. They cannot spread their damage or the heals will be too much. The Gold Fury gets picked off there by Team Jerby. And Zamulal actually goes in after the fact and gets dropped very low. Sobek very low as well. 5-man cluster coming in on top of this. Thanos up in the air, going to try and execute. Not going to get it just in time, but the Scythe definitely will. Chunga ultimate coming through. There's the taunt. There's the board on top of the ground going after the Chunga. Good taunt there on the Artemis, or the Athena actually. Looks like the animation was canceled earlier. Loki going for the burst damage. The Hell is coming in with the heals. They might be able to pick up. The Chunga goes down there, and the Athena's dropping really quickly as well. Hell going for the kills instead of healing here. Does he have enough? The heal's going to come up pretty soon. Shield wall on the ground as you have the heal. Heal dropping up a little bit higher there. Artemis, what are they? They're actually avoiding this very, very heavily. Needs to get a Scythe instead. Throw the Scythe. He doesn't have it available. Listen to this. Escape anyway. Surprisingly enough, that was again a lack of cluster. They were kind of all over the place there.
Weak3n kind of just rolled some dice with that escape there. The Spirit Arrow was shot a little bit too wide. Didn't quite cover the path that Weak3n should have taken and the way that Weak3n did go. Unfortunately, he was able to get out, or at least for the Neath. Luckily for Team Weak3n, they didn't lose too much in that engagement, finding 2 kills, but at the same time, they did lose the Gold Fury, total of a 900 gold loss, and now 4,500 experience. Take a look at the levels here. We see a level 8 on the bottom, level 12 on top, scooping over to Jerb's team. Jerb is 13, and we have a level 10 on the bottom. Not to mention a full hand and a full eye, just as we see on the Sobek, but at the same time, you already see 2 levels of sovereignty.
You certainly do, and it's a lot of opportunity for Team Jerby to keep pressuring and pressuring and pressuring. I'll go on the mid lane going up against the Al. If he landed that ultimate, that was a kill, but he's not going to survive here. Looks like Jerby's going to dive in the mid lane. The tower is down. There's the burst damage, and there goes Ao Guang. Good pickup there for Jerby on Hell. He's quite low. Loki looking for the assassination. He needs to land it this time. Thanatos up in the air, looking for initiation. He's going to find it right on top of the hit there, going after the Athena, or the Mercury. Mercury's going to end up going down the mid lane. You see Athena being forced back. Good ultimate hitting 2 stunned there on the Chunga. Now going after the board's going to land on top of Athena. Athena's getting a lot of focus here, but she's down now. Sobek ultimate. Do they have enough? They got to get the Hell. There's a person assassinate on top. Aim strike comes through. Jerby's still alive though. The heals are real. And Chunga Hell combination is going to prove to be a little bit too much to be forced back here. Artemis very low. There goes the hit.
Wow.
And somehow, some way, they get a kill, but they're not done yet. They're trying to go for the Loki. Oh, they're still going for it.
Oh, nice silence. She's going down. They got too aggressive. Jerby backed off. Chunga did not. The heal wasn't enough there. And again, just like we talked about before, there was no cluster. There was no grouping up to make sure those heals went off. And check it out. Weak3n has picked up Weakening Curse.
Yes.
How many tournaments have we casted where there have been healers and nobody buys healing reduction? And look at this. Sobek ups away from the sovereignty into Pestilence. I love it.
Love it. The counter, the healing. Healing is such a big part of Team Jerby's lineup. They have the Chunga, they have the Hell. And Hell, you can see it in the playstyle. Jerby is specifically diving and being in really risky situations because he's relying on that healing. If you actually get a great Weakening Curse activation off, which this item is mind-blowingly good. 5 seconds with a slow and 100% healing reduction. With the way Jerby's playing, he's got to get himself killed, and they know it. Beautiful pickup on someone like Thanatos, who really needs some kind of defensive item, whether it be a combat blink after you ult, or a blink into initiation, or an Aegis for defensive purposes. I mean, he sacrificed all that to get Weakening Curse, and it's going to pay off.
All right, more pressure coming into mid lane. Zamu looking for something. I think he's only going to get a decoy here as he keeps the creeps pretty far back. Jerb moves forward. He knows the Vanish is down. He's going to be able to clear this pretty quickly. Thanatos going up to the air. Sonic Broom is prepped and ready, and he should be able to hit multiple people here. Jerb with a great cleanse there, and it looks like Weak3n's just going to disappear. There's nowhere to go. Like we said, no blink, no beads, and now no HP.
He's going to fall in there. Mercury looking for opportunity, not going to find it. 2 players in the jungle for Team Weak3n. Looks like they'll be forced back towards their non-existent tower. The tier 2 towers there. Trap on the ground, which would catch the Mercury. Artemis by herself. They're going to try to go for it. Mercury's to step on the trap. Athena's going to go first. Taunt's going to come out. Now she uses the board. Board just in time. Great play there. Avoiding 3 CCs. The ultimate from the Mercury and the Neath as well. The taunt from the Athena going to keep herself alive. Rotations come through. There is the teleport onto the tower from the Loki. Charge Prey. Does he have the Vanish? There's the aim strike as well. Athena's going to go down, and now look looking towards the Hell and the Mercury, but not going to go after it. Very, very casual and conservative play.
You know, Insane's finding himself out of position for the second time this game drastically. You could hear, or rather you can see the calls that were being made, the retreat call over and over and over. And now Jerby getting super greedy as he goes onto the tower. He knows what he can do as he inspires himself to move faster. Chang'e moves in, gets the Waxing Moon in a beautiful spot, and the healing super duo of Hell and Chang'e find another fantastic kill, and they have shut Zamu down. Check this out, 555 when he had such an early lead. 7,800 gold would put him on third place, just barely. On the other team, whereas we see 9,400 gold coming out from Jerb. 7-2-6. Maybe the first game wasn't a fluke, but Weak3n jumps in. He's not going to be able to do anything. Jerby's keeping his back in front of the Gold Fury. They get it, and then we see another kill going down as well. Weak3n gets picked up. Artemis has nowhere to go. I can't even understand. One by one they fall.
I don't. Thanatos was a little bit earlier than I think he was expecting the tier 3 Hand of the Gods, so he jumped in around 28 to 30% HP. He wanted to lead it a little bit. He was expecting the Hand of the Gods to come out there, but once the follow-up came, it just wasn't enough, and Artemis didn't have anything to contribute. I mean, he's just throwing out basic attacks to the Hell. The Hell was taking the Gold Fury, and really Hell was the only target that she was going to be able to do anything to. But then there's 5 people standing there. They're going to body block. They're going to cluster together. They're going to group up and force Artemis back and then get a kill. So not only do they get Gold Fury, they get 2 kills on top of it. One of them had a Heartseeker, so they lose stacks there too. I just don't understand the thought process there. And this is kind of, this whole situation here comes down to the picking stage. You see a very heavy sustain lineup for Jerby, a very high damage burst lineup from Weak3n, and burst has trouble taking out sustain lineups because you get the burst out, and if it's not enough, they're going to heal right back up, and all of a sudden your burst is gone. And Weak3n, they're just not grouping up enough and focusing on one target. They have so much damage. Artemis, Ao Guang, Loki, Thanatos. If they want to kill someone, that person is dead. But they're missing too much and not taking the same target. Wow, the Chang'e ultimate into the taunt. The taunt's going to keep them in place. The burst damage comes through. Ao Guang gets bursted by Hell. And now Thanatos up in the air, forced to retreat. Loki's going to make it out alive, but wow.
You were just saying they could choose to kill someone if they want to. And bang.
Dead.
That Waxing Moon, rather, not even that Waxing Moon, Halvir in general and his Waxing Moons have been flawless. Every single Waxing Moon has been clutch, except for one, which he still hit. It was just half a second too late to actually save his teammate. Regardless, 1,500 gold on top of that kill has just been earned, skyrocketing Jerb's team, 8,600.
Taunt comes out there with Loki and try to go after the Athena. Look at the burst damage. Looks like Loki's going to go down already. Soulbeck in his ultimate. But what's he going to do here? He's now caught out. He needs to dash out. He's going to get the dash. Do they have the hit? Nope, the miss. Oh, the one shot there from the Chang'e. Going to make sure that goes down there. Right side feed. Artemis just farming the left lane, and the base is going to go down here. And what can she really do? I mean, in this 4-man push, Neith is keeping her busy. If she leaves, the tower goes down. The Phoenix is going to fall. Thanatos trying to do something, but he can't commit completely because he'll just end up dying. Looking at the numbers here, 10,000 healing done by Hell, 4,700 done by Chang'e, 19,000 damage dealt by Hell as well. They need to have an answer for this Doom Orb Hell in the next game.
So, we have no Divine Ruin, no Brawler's Beatstick. We have one Weakening Curse on a character who desperately needed beads or some type of Aegis or Combat Blink, something to get him out of the fight. And unfortunately, that Thanatos is being pushed out every single time. He's not even getting a chance to use the Weakening Curse in the places that he needs to. For instance, we just saw him use it on the pressure, and it was just to get him out. Now, granted, it did save him, but a Combat Blink would have done the same thing. I just don't see it. Now, Weak3n finds himself a kill. Looks like there was a little bit of over-aggression coming out from Neith there. Jerby pressures forward, and you see a great pickup here. Magi's Blessing is going to absorb one form of CC, and then every single time that happens, of course, once per 45 seconds, it gives him 1 second of CC immunity on top of his own cleanse.
It just makes sense.
Maybe you know. What happens if she cleanses herself and then takes the CC? Will the Magi's go off?
I think it might in some situations and some not. There are certain timings where the window may be too small, and I think the priority isn't actually completely set for that.
Sure.
So there's some times where it goes off, sometimes it does, and I don't know which side of the 50-50 that it is, if it's more towards it, the match just goes off, or maybe it doesn't, but I've seen both. So I know it's not 100% in either direction.
All right, so we got a fling here and a silence. I don't know if they're going to be able to get much done. The volley goes off. The Insolent have been suppressed. But Chunga's right there. There's no pressure. And then here comes Jerby, getting ready to jump in. He's going to take the slow, and God, that slow was effective. Jumping in there, Thanatos gets one stun, takes the Magi's Blessing off. Sonic Boom goes through. The Reap's going to be huge there, but look at the healing. Jerby, Halvir just keeping each other alive, and more go down. He's trying to box Jerby. He doesn't have any lifesteal, something that me and Drybear here always push for. You have to have it, and there was just none. And more kills going down, and then suddenly we're getting pressure in the mid tower.
This tower's going to go down, guaranteed another 1,500 gold here for Team Jerby. They're pushing down the front door. What can you really do? I mean, there goes the taunt coming out of the Squall. Alcohol's coming through, not going to hit, and now he's by himself. The burst damage is going to fall up here, and looks like Alcohol's going to go down in his own base, the sanctity of his own home, or Willie looks like they're going to hit it. Now Sobek tries to go forward under the Minotaur. Athena's just tanking it at this point. She doesn't have really any care in the world, and now the Minotaur's exposed. The door's going to come out, avoided by the Chunga. Did you see that reaction? Beautiful play, and now Sobek goes down. Arter's trying to get the kill, not going to get it. Athena's still alive. The Minotaur is being pressured. The middle Phoenix is getting pretty low just from minions, actually, as Mercury jumps away, waving his arms. Loki going for the kill. Athena backing off here. Thanatos wants. He's trying to go up there. He's going to get up, but he's very low. The execute doesn't have it. Can they get the kill on the ball? He misses that. The heal came out just in time. Assassinate, aim strike, vanish. And vanish Loki did as it came right back onto him. And now the Minotaur is completely exposed. Thanatos and Sobek, level 10 Sobek responds very fast as he comes right back on to try and pull him off. But the Minotaur's going to die anyway.
GG, game one, going to Jerby. And man, that 360 no-scope juke that came out from Athena to dodge that Thanatos. So the last-ditch effort coming out from Weak3n, level 16 at the end, just wasn't enough to deal with the hyper amounts of healing. I expect a Chunga Hell double ban coming out next game because I don't think they want to deal with that again.
At least the Hell. We've seen Jerby do this twice.
Right.
We've seen him do this twice, where he picks up the Hell, goes mid lane. We saw him last game where he didn't die. I mean, it was 11-0 and 13 or 13-0 and 11 in the last match. This time he's 14-2 and 11. Doom Orb, Hand of the Gods mid Hell.
It's real.
It's working.
It's real.
It's killing it. And when you get close to Hell, what do? Obviously, you take tons of damage. Burst damage. I mean, he can go from 100% down to about 30%. He take about 60 to 70% of your HP in one combo. And then if you can't kill him, he's going to heal right back up. Look at the numbers actually hopping over to the other screen. We're actually going to see on the Hell is going to be dropping about 12,000 healing, 4,800 healing there on the Chunga. In fact, the damage output from... Actually, they have a decent amount of damage over there. Hell out-healed the damage done by everyone except for Thanatos, but at the same time, Thanatos missed a lot of opportunities. I think that Loki and Thanatos need to coordinate better if they were trying to run this lineup against a heal lineup. They needed to assassinate, stun, Thanatos ult, burst, silence, something. The abilities need to be chained better, and they need to be on the same target at all times, because Thanatos and Loki actually work really well together. The amount of bursts that they have in control, but they just didn't have the timing.
Stuns, silences, and a hell of a lot of damage. It just didn't result in enough. They were doing well early, and then Jerby became wise to their plans, warded in the right spots. You know, of course, along with Insane's 1-3-17 playing that support role. Not a lot of damage coming out. It's slightly behind Sobek, but then you transfer over and look at Jerby at 26, closer to 27,000. Chunga getting up there as well. Neith, strangely, very far behind. She was picked on early game, didn't have a lot of chance into team fights. But at the end of the day, I mean, the W is the W, and Jerb's team, for at least game one, is going to take that one home.
That's absolutely right. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into game two here. Looks like the players are raring to go. And can you blame them? I mean, Weak3n, after that match there, they got to be in a situation where, we got to redeem ourselves. We got to go into this game two. We got to pick a little bit better in the picky stage. We got to jump into this match and just say, we're going to make it work. We're going to try and realize what's Team Jerby's strengths and how can we take away. I mean, obviously, their mid lane seems to be strong, and we need to make sure that something that's a little bit less, I guess in this case, weak. You see the Thanatos in the jungle, it didn't work out very well. It wasn't strong enough for them to deal with it. We saw the Loki mid that died a little bit too much to keep the Heartseeker up. And of course the burst damage is what you need, but it seemed like they weren't very comfortable with the lineup they were running, the burst damage lineup, because they didn't have the coordination or the focus on the proper things to make that kind of lineup work. If you're going to run pure damage like that, you have to be in the right place at the right time. You're allowed less mistakes because your whole strategy is killing them before they kill you. And if you don't pull it off, you're just going to fall short.
So we're queued up. We're getting ready to go in the next one. Sorry about that. Just to make sure everything was good. We're just waiting for the teams to get in, and this is going to be Game 2 of Grand Finals. Jerb's team is up 1-0.
That's right.
And Hell has been doing so well. So if at this point Weak3n has guaranteed first pick.
Yes.
If he wins this and goes into game 3 and gives first pick back to Jerb, he's either giving them Hell, Chang'e, or Zeus.
Or Kronos. We saw Jerby run Kronos, which was quite strong.
He,
In fact,
he ran indeed.
He fell short in the beginning. He kind of fell behind.
Right.
Picked it up, and it had tons of damage. We saw Jerby with Kronos, and it worked wonderfully. So the question is it so much about the picks? Now, obviously, Hell is something that Jerby's very comfortable with. And
right.
When he first came back into the scene after leaving for quite some time, the first thing he did is he played Hell.